Darts may be a game of precision, poise, and psychology, but it's also a sport like no other when it comes to fan interaction. Darts players often walk directly through the crowd before stepping onto the oki. These dramatic walk-ons, accompanied by raucous music and beer-fueled cheers, are a unique hallmark of professional darts. But that close proximity has occasionally led to disturbing incidents, some bizarre, others downright dangerous. While most fans relish the chance to high-five their heroes, a handful have crossed the line, attacking or interfering with players mid-walk-on or during matches. These moments serve as reminders that, while darts prides itself on its fan-friendly atmosphere, it's not immune to the darker side of crowd behavior. Here's a look at some of the most shocking and unusual fan-related incidents in darts history. Some infamous, others bizarrely comedic. In one of the more bizarre and unsportsmanlike moments in recent darts history, Dutch star Michael van Gerwen was the victim of a beer-throwing incident during the 2019 PDC World Darts Championship. The incident occurred on December 15, 2018, during his highly anticipated second-round match against Alan Tabern at the iconic Alexandra Palace in London. As Van Gerwen made his traditional walk onto the stage, a moment typically filled with excitement and fanfare, a spectator unexpectedly hurled a pint of beer at the world number one. The drink soaked Van Gerwen, forcing him to retreat backstage to change his shirt and regroup. Understandably upset, Van Gerwen later admitted,
Yeah, I didn't really know what to do. It was a bit weird for me because it was a new situation. Never happened to me before, and I was more like, what happens here? I was like getting angry, things like that, but what can I do?
Despite the dramatic interruption, Van Gerwen demonstrated exceptional composure and professionalism. After a short delay, he returned to the oki and delivered a powerful performance, averaging an impressive 102.59 and securing a 3-1 victory over Tabern. Speaking after the match, Van Gerwen emphasized the importance of resilience. "Every player can learn from me because I never make excuses. I never blame anything else." The response from the PDC was swift and uncompromising. The individual responsible for the attack was immediately ejected from the venue and issued a lifetime ban from all PDC events. The organization reiterated its zero-tolerance policy toward disruptive or violent behavior at darts events. Van Gerwen's tournament journey did not stop there. He continued to dominate throughout the championship and ultimately claimed his third World Championship title with a commanding 7-3 win over Michael Smith in the final. In a shocking and widely condemned incident, 16-time World Darts Champion Phil Taylor was spat on by a spectator during a Premier League darts event held in Glasgow in March 2013. The incident occurred at the SECC Arena as Taylor made his entrance for a high-profile match against his longtime rival, Raymond van Barneveld. As Taylor walked toward the stage, a moment typically reserved for celebration and crowd energy, a member of the audience targeted him with a vile act, spitting in his direction. Clearly shaken by the disrespectful act, Taylor immediately notified security. The PDC banned the fan for life, and Taylor later described the moment as disgusting and disappointing. PDC chairman Barry Hearn called it the act of one idiot among 8,000 fans. Despite the upsetting situation, Taylor showed immense mental fortitude. He proceeded to win the match convincingly, defeating Van Barneveld 7-3 and climbing to the top of the league table. However, the match result was largely overshadowed by the crowd misconduct, drawing criticism from fans, commentators, and officials alike. The spitting incident was not isolated. Just 2 years earlier, another top player, Adrian Lewis, was struck by a coin and had beer thrown on him by members of a similarly rowdy crowd in Glasgow. In one of the more bizarre and unexpected moments in recent darts history, Dutch player Dirk Van Deuren was struck by an aubergine thrown from the crowd during his first-round match at the 2023 World Series of Darts Finals in Amsterdam. The incident, while seemingly comical on the surface, raised concerns about the boundaries of fan behavior and sportsmanship at professional events. The match, held at the AFAS live venue, saw Van Deuren face off against fellow Dutchman Danny Noppert. Just as the game was getting underway, a spectator tossed an aubergine onto the stage, hitting Van Deuren in what appeared to be a misguided attempt at humor. Security acted swiftly to identify and remove the individual responsible, ensuring the match continued without further incident. The vegetable-throwing episode was especially ironic given Van Deurenbode's well-known association with aubergines, dubbed the auberginius. Van Deurenbode works part-time on an aubergine farm and has embraced the vegetable as part of his public persona. even incorporating it into his walk-on routine, while the nickname and persona have become a fan favorite. This incident highlighted the fine line between playful support and inappropriate conduct. Despite the disruption, Van Deuren showed composure and professionalism. However, he went on to lose the match 6-4 to Noppert. Though the outcome may have disappointed his supporters, Van Deuren handled the incident with grace and without allowing it to derail his performance. The Professional Darts Corporation (PDC) did not issue a formal public statement regarding the aubergine incident, but the situation served as a reminder that even lighthearted fan engagement must remain respectful. In a troubling incident during the 2024 Premier League darts campaign, 17-year-old darts prodigy Luke Littler was grabbed by an overzealous fan during his walk-on at the SSE Arena in Belfast. The moment, partially obscured from television viewers as cameras cut away, has raised new concerns over player safety and crowd control at major darts events. As Littler made his entrance to the stage, energized by his usual walk-on music and fanfare, a spectator unexpectedly reached out and pulled his arm. Though the physical contact was brief, it clearly unsettled the teenage star, who later said, "I don't know who he was, he pulled my arm. It hurt a little bit. That's why, when I went on stage, I didn't interact with my music. I heard everyone singing, but I just needed to relax." Security staff acted quickly, removing the individual from the venue without further incident. Littler, meanwhile, composed himself and carried on with his match. Despite the shock of the incident, Littler responded with impressive professionalism and focus. He went on to defeat darts legend Michael van Gerwen 6-3 in the semi-finals, before claiming a 6-4 win over Nathan Aspinall in the final. The victory marked his first Premier League night win and earned him a £10,000, along with a jump to second place in the league standings. "My hand is fine," Littler confirmed after the match. "It worked out well." A year later, during Night 4 of the 2025 Premier League darts in Exeter, another troubling incident occurred. As Littler made his walk-on, a fan pushed his mother, who was accompanying him. The incident left Littler visibly furious, and he confronted the fan before security intervened. The disruption was partially captured on television. During the 2023 Nordic Darts Masters in Copenhagen, two-time world champion Peter Wright narrowly avoided being soaked with beer after a tense quarter-final win over Michael van Gerwen. The incident occurred just moments after Wright's thrilling 10-9 victory, when a disgruntled spectator threw a pint toward the stage. The drink landed on the stage, creating a puddle near Wright's feet. Displaying calm professionalism, Wright warned Van Gerwen about the spill as he approached the Oki. The PDC responded swiftly by ejecting the fan responsible and reaffirmed its commitment to safety and respectful behavior at events. Despite the distraction, Wright kept his composure and went on to win the tournament, a testament to his focus and resilience in the face of unsporting conduct. Willie OConnor had a dream run at the 2022 UK Open, but his momentum was abruptly halted when a fan's overzealous handshake caused him to hurt his thumb during a walk-on. Although not on his throwing hand, the injury forced OConnor to change his technique, awkwardly removing darts with his throwing hand throughout the semi-final. He lost to Danny Noppert 11-9 in a low-quality affair, and many speculated that the incident cost him a shot at his first major final. There have also been several unpleasant encounters with fans outside the darts arenas. For example, the cases of Darren Webster and Kim Huybrechts. In April 2018, English darts player Darren Webster was assaulted in an unprovoked attack following a Players' Championship event in Barnsley. After a third-round defeat to Max Hopp, Webster was walking back to his hotel when he was confronted by a group of men. One asked if he supported Sheffield. After Webster clarified he was a darts player from Norwich, he was suddenly headbutted. The blow left Webster with a suspected broken nose as the attacker fled the scene. Despite the injury, Webster remained determined to continue competing and vowed to take part in the next day's tournament. Local authorities reviewed CCTV footage in an effort to identify the assailant, described as a bald man in his mid-40s. The incident raised concerns about player safety off-stage and highlighted Webster's resilience and professionalism in the face of adversity. Belgian darts star Kim Huybrechts suffered a double collarbone fracture after being violently attacked following the Belgian Cup final in May 2024. A passionate supporter of Royal Antwerp, Huybrechts was leaving Brussels' King Baudouin Stadium when he and a friend were ambushed by a group of youths. His friend was struck with a motorcycle helmet, and Huybrechts was tackled and beaten, suffering multiple kicks and punches before escaping to a supporter bus. He was later hospitalized, where scans confirmed a double fracture in his right collarbone, his throwing arm, requiring surgery and weeks of recovery. Despite the severity of the injury, Huybrechts made a full recovery in time to represent Belgium at the PDC World Cup of Darts later that year. The Professional Darts Corporation, PDC, expressed their support and wished him a swift recovery. For now, walk-ons remain part of the spectacle, but every incident adds fuel to the debate. Whether it's beer, spit, or an aubergine, darts needs to balance fan engagement with player safety before one of these laughable or shocking moments turns into something truly tragic. Have your say. Do you think walk-ons through the crowd should continue? Or should the PDC rethink the tradition for the players' protection? Let us know your thoughts below.